Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Chug Nerd YouTube channel. Today, once again, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're not going to be looking at guitars and tones. I wanted to share with you why I have such a love affair with 7-string guitars. Let's talk. Alright everybody, what's up? Like I said, welcome back to the Chug Nerd YouTube channel. My name is DJ, I'm a guitarist in the southwest of the UK and I've been playing guitar for about 20 years or so now. I play in a band, I've played in many bands, but right now I'm in an awesome band. I'm very passionate about my band. We are called HollowKin. You can find us on all of the streaming platforms, YouTube, Spotify, everywhere that you can find music and music videos. We're also on all of the social medias and I'll put links to all of that down below. Now, the reason I bring that up is because in HollowKin we exclusively play 7-string guitars. Myself and Bo is the other guitarist in the band. We both play 7-string guitars, and 7-string guitars are kind of something newish to me. Though I've been playing guitar for about 20 years or so now, I've only been playing 7-string guitars for about 2.5 years, maybe 3 years. But in that time, I've actually sold off all of my good 6-string guitars because I just didn't ever pick them up anymore. And I just wanted to share some opinions on why I love 7-string guitars and why I don't really play 6 strings anymore. So right off the bat, I wanted to say the first 7-string guitar I bought was a big mistake. I should have bought a guitar like what I did a video on the other day, which was the Jackson Dinky 7-string guitar. £230, amazing guitar. If I'd have bought it and hated it, it wouldn't have been a massive loss. I would have just been like, do you know what, 200 odd quid, I can sell this for 150 quid or so on Facebook Marketplace. No great loss, just, you know, a learned experience with £100 higher. That's a way to think about it. And that's why in that video I think I got a bit carried away and passionate about why it was such a good guitar for people that were just started 7-string guitars. I didn't do that. I was foolish and I bought with my eyes. Ibanez released a guitar a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago. It was in the Axion label series and I have no idea what the name is, but I'll put it down here somewhere in some sparkly writing. Anyway, they bought this 7-string guitar out, bare knuckle pickups. It had a beautiful burled maple top to it, and just the wood choices were amazing. It had like an open pore neck. It was the most beautiful guitar I think I'd ever seen in all of my life. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I have to have it. I have to have it. I want that guitar. It was purely like lust. I just needed it in my life. And so one night, I think I'd had a couple of ciders and maybe a couple of rums. I was sat in my office at home and I went on the Anderton's website and I was like,
0% finance?
Let's go. And I bought this guitar. It was like £1,300 or something like that. Way more money than I should have spent on a guitar that I had no idea whether or not I'd like. And I got it and I absolutely hated everything about it. And there was nothing against the guitar, nothing at all. It was an awesome guitar. The frets were amazing, the pickups, the neck, everything about it was as perfect could possibly be. It was an amazing instrument, but I absolutely hated it. I was like, oh my god, what have I done? I'm stuck with this really expensive guitar that I don't really want and don't really want to have to be paying for another couple of years every single month that my wife's going to kill me over. Anyway, so I've had this guitar for a couple of months and I've tried to get used to it, but I just couldn't get used to it. The neck felt so big, so chunky. I really didn't like the whole not quite knowing where I was meant to be on the fretboard and what I was meant to do with this extra string kind of feeling. And that's, I've always played in like drop tunings, drop C and drop B, and I've always been tuners that I've played in. So it wasn't the drop aspect of it, because that was then set up in drop A. It was just this kind of really big, horrible, chunky neck, and I just couldn't get used to it. I just didn't like it at all. So I got rid of it, and I forget what I bought next. I think it might have been my Solar T2.7 LN Plus guitar, which I've done a video on. It's like my favorite guitar that I own. I absolutely adore it. It's bright yellow or green, depending on your eye pigment, I guess, but it's an amazing, amazing guitar, and that changed everything. And I then never stopped playing 7-string guitars. So the difference between the Solar and the Ibanez, which I would kind of figure out through just playing them both, or having had played them both, was the Ibanez had a super wide neck, as in like the string spacing was really big. The neck wasn't thick, it was quite a thin neck. I think it was a Wizard neck, but it wasn't like this big. It was a normal kind of size Ibanez neck, but the nut width and the string spacing was massive. And had I gone to a guitar shop to try it, I would have known that and I wouldn't have bought it. But the Solar was different. It felt more natural. It felt more like what I was used to in kind of shreddy 6-string guitars. I already had a Solar 1.6 at this point. It was an AB 1.6. Something. It was purple. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. I sold it, but it was amazing. So it felt already quite natural to me to kind of pick up this Solar and start playing it. And like I said, I just then never stopped. I fell in love with having extended range, 26.5 or 27 inches on the scale length. I fell in love with having this super low tuned bottom string, but also what I was used to in standard tuning on the other 6 strings. It felt both at home and new for me, and ever since that day I just never stopped with that tuning. I've always stuck to drop A. I've dabbled in other tunings. I've been in drop E, drop G, drop F sharp and all the rest of it, and other tunings as well, but I've always then gravitated back towards drop A because I've loved having that drop string where you can do the chuggy chuggies, but you also know exactly where you are all the time, with all the theory that you may or may not have learned over the years. Now, I studied up to grade 8, so theory is something that I have always had kind of ingrained to me. I went to college to do music as well, so knowing my way around the fretboard has always been something I've wanted to do. I like knowing where an A is and a D is and a C is, not because I've referenced it, just that I don't feel lost in what I'm doing, and I don't use it in my writing, in my playing, but it's nice to just know where I am and what I'm playing. That's really important to me. I think probably the other thing that I really enjoy about a 7-string guitar as opposed to like a baritone 6-string or something like that. Because again, I've had baritones. I had a PRS SE277, and it was a superb guitar. Beautiful neck, really beautiful looking kind of top to it. It was great. It had nearly a 28-inch scale length, and I had that set up originally in drop E, and then I put it up into drop A. And again, it was amazing, but I missed having that top string. Not because I'm a guitarist that plays lots of leads, because I'm really not. I just do riffs. That's kind of what I enjoy. But I just missed having it there because I was so used to having it. I kind of, if I was doing like a little lead run, or I was trying to figure out my way up to the top of the fretboard, I just kind of started to get a bit lost and kind of run out of frets, and I missed not having it. So again, I've had guitars, 6-string guitars in drop A. I had a Jim Root Jazzmaster, an amazing Charvel Telecaster, the baritone, like I said, all set up in drop A, all great, but to me, I just always ran out of room on the fretboard. And it might sound silly, perhaps that's fine if it does. This is my opinion, so it doesn't matter if it sounds silly because it makes sense to me. But I just always got lost without that 7th string. And so having then sold all of my 6-string guitars and invested everything back into 7s, I think I could confidently say that I don't think I'd ever now at this point play anything else. I'm interested in 8 strings. I keep kind of coming back to this Gear for Music 8-string that's kind of doing the rounds on YouTube at the moment. I forget what the name of it is, but it's stainless steel frets and roasted maple neck and all the rest of it, and it's only like 300 quid. And it's a good opportunity to try something even more extended than what I'm used to, but still keeps that same 6-string theory mentality. So that's it. That's why I love 7-string guitars, and perhaps maybe you will as well. If you are someone who's looking to start playing 7-string guitars, then all I would say, my best advice is, if you pick it up and you hate it, don't give up on it. It might be the wrong guitar for you. There's lots and lots of options when it comes to 7-string guitars, but it might be something you just need to kind of keep working at to get used to. So stick with it. If it's something that you want to kind of give it a go, then give it a go. It's a lot of fun. It's different, but it's familiar. It doesn't take you too far out of your comfort zone, but it takes you out of your comfort zone enough that it might just inspire you to do something different to what you're used to. If you think it'd be useful for me to do a video on like top 5 tips on getting started with 7 strings, especially coming from someone who absolutely hated them to start with, then let me know in the comments section. If you'd find that useful, I'd be more than happy to make that video. So let me know down below if that's something that you'd kind of find helpful. Or maybe I'll just do it anyway. But if you would find it useful, then please feel free to tell me. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. Feel free to join me on this YouTube channel by hitting that subscribe button. Drop me a like if you found this a fun or entertaining video to watch, or useful in any kind of way. And hopefully I will catch up with you again. And like I said, get a comment down below and we'll have a chat. Take care, everybody. I'll catch up with you real soon. In a bit.